So this week, what happened was PewDiePie, which I believe is how it's pronounced.
I believe he's some sort of YouTuber. He's a creator of videos.
I think he actually has a beard, like appreciation and grooming channel.
Yes. He has a makeup channel a bit like Skill Up.
And this week he played a very, very underground game by the name of
the one with
the shooting and the thing. I can't remember.
The one with the wizard, Quidditch and stuff.
That one. He played Quidditch in front of everybody.
Use the force.
Player unknowns.
Pub Quidditch.
Pub
there we
Quidditch.
Go.
That's exactly
the
what
one.
it was.
Yeah.
So he played pub Quidditch in front of a huge crowd, and then he got killed or something. No, he didn't get killed, but someone killed something else. This is what happened when that went down.
What a fucking nigger.
So, predictably, the internet
was very happy.
Fucking nuts!
Crazy!
He has made lots of Nazi jokes in the past, lots of anti-Semitic jokes, terrible jokes about women and all sorts of stuff. It's real edgelord humor that a lot of people think is totally fine, but a lot of other people think is not fine. And it got so in the media by the Wall Street Journal that they actually started calling out advertisers and saying, hey, Coca-Cola, do you want your ads appearing in front of Nazi jokes from PewDiePie? And Coca-Cola's like, oh no, man, let's cancel all our YouTube money, right? So they cancelled all their YouTube ads, and that led to the adpocalypse, which now means YouTubers are making a lot less on the platform because a lot of advertisers pulled out.
Now, right?
And they've also... It's changed because they've added now. YouTube's added a lot of filters, changing the way that advertisers can choose what kind of ads videos their ads appear in front of. Point is, PewDiePie started all that mess. He's really under the spotlight, and now he's gone and said this. Now the question is what PewDiePie said a hangable offense?
Let me just start here.
Here we go.
If you're watching a comedian like Louis C.K., he will say...
Never heard of him, but...
Never heard of him.
That's right.
He will say some pretty edgy shit. He's made some racist jokes.
Yeah, man. He has a whole bit around this.
He's made some hectic anti-Semitic jokes.
There's a very big difference, by the way, between Louis C.K., who is satirizing the use of the word and trying to make it funny, versus some guy who says it under his breath as an insult to someone when he's unhappy about something.
100% I agree with that.
Louis C.K., by making fun of that word, he helps move us to a point where it doesn't have the same malicious damage that it does right now.
I agree with that.
So that is the perspective of two white dudes, by the way.
Yeah, no, right.
So, you're a white man!
No, that should never be used as a word. It's always the worst.
And I do agree with that. I think comedians are always the one pushing the envelope. They're always the one pushing society forward in terms of what is acceptable, what's not acceptable.
I think satire plays such a critical role in society.
I agree.
Like, it's not just like another form of entertainment. Like, if Kim Kardashian were to say it because she wanted to be edgy.
Because that's not her space.
But Louis C.K., it's his job to help us question things. And his job to say, well, what about if we look at it from this perspective, and hopefully we make the world a better place through laughter.
I think what you said before is very true. The way in which he said it is actually the worst part of all.
It was the worst way to say it.
Look, we're not types to throw that word around at all. No. We're not.
If you're at a university, right, and your university lecturer starts using that word, it's to be able to teach you something about how bad that word is and the impact it had on people and all this sort of shit. You know what I mean? You wouldn't ban that word in a university altogether because it's like ignoring history. It's ignoring fact.
With that. But it was the way he did it. He was expelling anger in that moment. He was expelling a bit of rage. And he chose that word to get some anger out. And a lot of people are not going to like that.
PewDiePie did release an apology. I will say that it was a good apology.
It was nice.
In the respect that
he didn't try to... His ego wasn't there. He was just like, look, guys, I fucked up.
I'm an idiot. I'm the worst. No excuse. And you got to respect the fact that someone owns it, man. Like, when people fuck up in society, they own it. He owned it. And I respect him for that.
No one is ever going to do the whole of their life perfect. He's in the spotlight all the time. He made a big error.
Terrible error.
Very shortly after, his ego didn't stand in the way. He was like, I fucked up. I'm going to jump on the camera pretty much straight away. I have to give credit to that he's at least on the front foot saying, you know what? I'm not making this sound okay.
Some developers are now saying that they will not. There was
saw that.
A guy from a developer called
saw
Campo
that.
Santo, a guy named Sean Vanneman, who's someone I actually really like, by the way, because I followed him for quite a while, has said that he will not allow PewDiePie to stream his games, and he will issue a takedown notice on previous playthroughs that PewDiePie has on his channel. This is a huge thing, and now the game Firewatch in Steam reviews is being review bombed, and everyone's like downvoting it because they're like, "Oh, you're being a snowflake, man." Blah 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 blah. He said sorry, fucking let it go.
I'm not saying that you should. Just because he said sorry, let it go. He's not stopping him from playing the game.
He's not stopping him from streaming it or making YouTube videos about it. So no way to monetize that content at all. In fact, no way to put it up at all because he'll just issue a copyright takedown.
Yeah.
Do you think that is an overreaction, or do you think that's okay?
That's a tough one. Part of me says, I don't know if it's okay for you then to tell someone that they're not able to stream a game that you release to the public. But then a part of me also says they're obviously worried about their branding being too closely aligned.
He's not worried about branding. He actually just hates PewDiePie. He's like, I hate this child. He's been going on for too long.
Look, if he came out and said, we are worried about this being too aligned in terms of our brand.
No, he didn't do that. He's like, I hate PewDiePie.
Why? Then he's just trying to be spiteful.
He's not trying to be spiteful. He's being like, I want to stand uniformly against racism, and this is how I'm going to do it, by showing that this is not okay.
But wait a second, that's not what he's saying. You just said that he just hates PewDiePie. If he's
standing
standing against racism, that's
like,
a different thing.
No, because he believes that PewDiePie is a racist, right? So he's basically saying Nazi jokes and Jew and all that stuff that PewDiePie's done, plus this thing with this word. Now it's the straw that broke the camel's back. He's like, I hate PewDiePie. He's everything wrong with this industry. I just hate him.
What's your opinion?
Is that okay? I mean, I see both sides. I respect Sean Vanneman a lot because he's taking a real stand. It's not just like, oh, you can say that and get away with it with an apology, right? I get that and I agree with that, but at the same time, it's kind of like, well, I mean, he did say he was sorry. He's obviously an idiot, okay? You know, is it like that kind of thing where we all need to decide now that PewDiePie is the worst human on the planet? No, I think there are way worse people on the planet, in the gaming world, by the way. Way worse than PewDiePie. I feel that it feels like a little bit of an overreaction, but at the same time, I do respect the fact that he's standing on his principles really firmly against racism, because this is not okay, that kind of shit.
And
you know?
Look, I agree with that, because it's a great platform to stand up and say, you know, gaming is getting only bigger and bigger, and more people are listening. Someone with such a fantastic career behind them and ahead of them, you know, to say something so silly.
But he said some really dumb stuff, awful things. Game developers are like, well, we know how to fuck up your world, man. We're not going to let you play any games, and you can't make gaming content then about that. So it's possible to destroy someone like PewDiePie if they wanted to, and it's a case of should they over this offense. And I honestly don't know. I do
not think that someone should completely destroy his career because he said something very stupid, and he came out less than 24 hours later saying, I fucked up big time, and I want to make this right. I don't think that he should live out the rest of his days now not being able to contribute to the YouTube world. If we look at the body of work, yes, he's made a few mistakes along the way. I don't think it's fair to just write off something completely. That's my philosophy. If someone had did something bad to me, I would be like, and I could see a body of good work they've done before, I'm not the type to be like, okay, well, see you later, you're done forever.
Very important to Sam, because he is literally the most racist, homophobic person I've ever met in my life when he's off camera. He pretends like...
How are they going to know?
He pretends like he's all cool, but really
you should see what he says about the Division characters. He's like,
old Fei Lao.
What's this guy doing in here? Yuck.
Anyway, really interested to hear your comments below, by the way, because obviously everyone has a different view on this, and this is a serious topic. Like, we talk shit on this channel, we fuck around, right? But there are some things that are serious, and this is one of them.
Yeah.
That's it. Let us know what you think. Sam is super racist, and
Ralph is more
he'll
racist.
go back to his more racist.
You know what? I'm going to show Scott
thing.
Expose all the stuff he says off camera.
That's right.
Denzel Washington, whoo! The stuff he said about him. The guy that played Mel Gibson's sidekick in Lethal Weapon. Terrible things about him.
The guy from Community, the one that yells,
Gay!